We waited years for an apocalypse. We waited for the ultimate showdown. But instead of a war,
Max, wait for that. Please closer.
Season 5 gave us a soap opera. Why is Netflix doing this? We deserve better. You deserve a finale that actually delivers. Watch this video to see the superior version of Season 5 that Netflix was too afraid to write. Spoiler alert. The first critical flaw lies in the villain's ideology. It is cheap nihilism. Henry despises humanity for its hypocrisy and weakness. But what is his endgame? To wipe us out just to make room for spiders? This is Saturday morning cartoon writing. It lacks vision. It is purely destructive, offering no constructive alternative. Worse yet, by making him subservient to a vague entity, the show reduces him from a philosopher into a blind fanatic.
I didn't even understand it.
So how do we fix it? Look at Henry Creel. In Season 5, the writers betrayed his potential. They stripped him of his ideology, turning him into a generic monster serving a mindless entity. No, that is bullshit. We must give Henry the Madara treatment. He shouldn't just be a predator, he needs to be a dark messiah. Imagine if Henry's goal wasn't extinction, but assimilation. Just like Madara Uchiha wanted to unite the world in a dream to end suffering, Henry should seek to unite humanity in the hive mind. His logic is terrifyingly sound. In the hive mind, there are no lies. There is no loneliness. No one is an outcast like Will Byers. We are all one mind, one truth. This changes everything. He isn't attacking Will. He is offering him salvation. He is saying, this world rejects you, Will, but I accept you. Join the unity and you will never hurt again. Suddenly, Vecna isn't just a monster under the bed. He is the dark reflection of peace. And that is a villain worth fighting. But that isn't Netflix's worst crime. The second nail in the coffin is the puppet retcon. Season 4 spent hours establishing Henry as the architect. He found the raw power of the shadow and he gave it shape. He was the spider at the center of the web. But Season 5 stripped him of this title. It suggests that Henry is merely a vessel, a victim of some ancient, mindless entity. This is a fatal mistake. An audience cannot hate a cloud of dust. We hate a mind. We fear an intelligence. By making Henry a puppet, the writers removed the personal stakes between him and Eleven.
I am so glad you are here, 11.
Here is the fix. Restore the architect. Henry isn't a slave to the mind flare, he is the mind. The entity provides the raw power, but Henry provides the will. Let's rewrite history. Henry didn't just find the mind flare like a lucky tourist, he hunted it. In our version, Henry uses his superior psionic abilities to locate the very heart of this chaotic dimension. He finds the shadow entity, a wild, mindless force of nature, and he doesn't serve it, he breaks it. Think of a rider taming a wild beast. Henry enslaved the mind flare, forcing it to take the shape of his childhood obsession, the spider. He gave the chaos a purpose. This also solves the biggest plot hole. Why hunt children? It's not just to open gates, it's a search for a vessel. Look at Henry's body. It is rotting. It is burned. It cannot hold his immense power forever. He is dying. Will Byers was the first candidate, the perfect match. But Henry failed to claim him in Season 1 and 2. So he moved on. He tested Billy, he tested Max, he tested the others. But they were just temporary solutions. Now in the end game, he returns to his original prize. He doesn't just want to kill Will Byers. He wants to wear him. He wants to transfer his consciousness into a healthy, powerful body to rule the new world forever.
And it's all thanks to you.
The third and final fix, the philosophy of solitude. Finally, we must fix the emotional core of the villain. Henry Creel isn't just a monster, he is a cautionary tale. He shares a mirror past with 11 and 8. He too was a child weaponized. He too sought connection. Remember Season 4? He tried to save 11. He offered her a partnership, and she destroyed him for it. In our rewrite, Henry must articulate the lesson he learned that day. Attachment is a weakness. He looks at our heroes, crying over breakups, paralyzed by fear of loss, and he sees fragility. His dialogue to Will shouldn't just be threats. It should be advice. I was like you once, Will. I wanted someone to understand me. But love is just a leash. It makes you hesitate. It makes you weak. Look at me now. I severed those ties. I stand alone. And because I am alone, I am unbreakable. This challenges the show's core theme. It forces Eleven and Will to prove that love isn't a weakness, but a weapon. Without this philosophical clash, the final battle is just noise.
Is what I'm saying really so insane?
How do you think? Drop a comment. Now the next is Will Byers. Finally, let's fix the broken heart of this show. Will Byers. For seasons, the writers have treated Will's pain as a soap opera plot device. He cries, he longs, he suffers. It is pure melodrama. But pain shouldn't make you weak. Pain should make you dangerous. So, we are not going to fix Will by simply making him a hero. We are going to fix him by making him a benevolent tyrant. This isn't just an Anakin Skywalker turn. It is a tragic ascension. The most heartbreaking twist is not that Will fights Vecna, but that Will learns from him. In our version, Will spends episodes 5, 6, and 7 listening to Henry's philosophy of the hive mind. He realizes Henry's method, destruction, is wrong, but his goal, unity, is seductive. Will sees his friends constantly suffering. He sees Eleven bleeding, he sees Mike terrified, and he snaps. He realizes that as long as chaotic free will exists, his friends will always be in danger. To save them, he must guide them. In our rewrite, Will doesn't want pity, he wants insurance. He decides to solve the problem, not with tears, but with absolute order. The Confrontation, Episode 8. When Henry prepares to possess Will to destroy humanity, Will doesn't fight back with punches. He fights back with a superior ideology. Imagine this dialogue. Will looks Henry in the eye and says, "You are small, Henry. You want to burn the world because you hate it. I want to control the world because I love it." The resolution. The student surpasses the master. Will doesn't just trap Henry, he absorbs him. He takes command of the hive mind, not to enslave humanity, but to heal it. He returns to Hawkins not as a villain, but as the silent guardian. The war ends, the sun shines. It looks like a perfect happy ending. But look closer. Will touches his neck. He feels the presence, but he doesn't flinch. He presses his hand against it and suppresses it. The world begins to change, not into a hellscape, but into a beautiful, slightly unnatural paradise. We fade to black. Peace has returned, but the boy who saved the world has quietly become its jailer. The Purge. Stranger Things is suffering from obesity, too many characters, too many subplots, too much noise. When the world is ending, we don't need a teen comedy love triangle. We don't need comic relief. To let the darkness breathe, we must cut the fat. We sideline the parents, we silence the sidekicks. We focus entirely on the trauma of the survivors, killing the melodrama. We replace 5-minute tearful speeches with the silence of war. Show, don't tell. Don't have Will cry about being lonely. Show him staring into the fire, his face hardening, his humanity slipping away. The transformation arc. This brings us to the core theme, pain as fuel. The show currently treats pain as something to get over with a hug. No, in our version, pain is a forge. Will Byers takes his trauma, the isolation, the fear, the rejection, and he doesn't heal it. He weaponizes it. He decides that if the world is cruel, he will be cruel back to tame it. This is how a hero becomes a tyrant. He builds a fortress of power around his heart. And the tragedy is, he thinks he's doing it for love. The resolution, and this sets up the only thing that can stop him. Not a punch, not a superpower blast, but true love. Not the selfish love of Henry Creel, but the sacrificial love of Mike and Eleven. They will have to walk into the fire, not to fight the tyrant, but to find the boy buried underneath the armor. But that is a story for the final battle. Instead of giving us a Dark Phoenix saga with Will or a philosophical war with Henry, they retreated to safety, They gave us melodrama instead of myth. The Netflix curse. Sadly, this is a symptom of a larger disease. We call it the Netflix sequel curse. We saw it with The Witcher, where rich lore was dumbed down for mass appeal until it lost its soul. We saw it with The Umbrella Academy, which rushed to a messy, hollow finish. We even saw cracks in the Squid Game expansions, where the raw critique of capitalism was traded for commercial spectacle. When a franchise gets too big, Netflix becomes afraid to break it, so they freeze it in amber. They refuse to let characters like Will Byers evolve into something dangerous, because dangerous is risky. The final call, but risk is the only thing that makes a finale worth watching. We didn't need a happy ending. We needed an honest one. We needed Will the Sorcerer King. We needed Henry the Dark Messiah. We deserved a battle for the soul of the world, not just a fistfight in a parking lot. The script we wrote today, that is the season 5 we deserved. I'm the script Dr. Lab. Last words, Netflix. Please stop killing cinema.
Bad shit. Okay, no, you know what? You want to know what my face is communicating right now?
Yes.
Anger.